Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and today we're going to try and install some additional cargo lights in the back of my car. Hopefully these are all the tools that we're going to need today. We have pliers, flathead and Phillips screwdrivers, wire cutters, some lengths of wire, a lighter and the pre-soldered heat shrink connectors, some electrical tape, and a T10 connector. We're going to tie these lights into the existing cargo light panel. Let me see if we pop that off. It is a T10 or 194 style bulb. And to keep from having to drill any additional holes, what we're going to do is we're going to tap into this line. We're going to fish the wire up and just have it come down and run the panels vertically. And since these are somewhat flexible, we're going to try and shape them to this curve here. All right, first thing we got to do is loosen this panel to see how difficult it's going to be to work. Grab our flathead. Let's see. Looks like we should not have any issues fishing the lines up through that. Awesome. All right. Once we get a set of lines up and through and splice them into these panels, the second wire we're going to run down across, hidden behind this panel here, down to the bottom, and we'll pry up this and we'll just tuck it in to this little lip here. Keep everything nice, simple, and hidden. We'll come up to this side. Let's loosen this panel. And super easy again. Awesome. All right, let's grab our wire, cut a fresh edge. The first wire doesn't need to be that long, so let's cut about 1 foot. And we'll do the same on the white wire. All right, let's strip the ends of these. We'll cut the ends of this. There we go. If you guys like this video and want to see more videos like it, hit the like button for me. Let me know that I'm doing well. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Perfect, we got those stripped. Let's grab a couple of connectors. We're going to use these red connectors. They have a small piece of solder in them that is a very low temperature solder, which should melt as soon as we hit it with the lighter. Get that twisted up. That looks good. See if we can slide this over it. And we're going to try and get that solder right in the middle of the joint. Take our lighter, try and get the edges to shrink first. There we go, get the other edge. It's a bit windy, I'm gonna go into the corner here. There we go, the solder's starting to melt. And there we go. That is a solid connection. Let's shrink the end here just to be extra safe. Super windy out. Yeah, we'll touch it up after. All right, let's get the next wire. There we go. Get that slid on. There we go. That edge is perfect. Let's get this edge shrunk down. Wind got me. And there we go, soldered together. Let's see if we can't touch up that red end. Whew. Wasn't paying attention, got it a little hot. All right. Well, now that that's settled, we can take one of our panels and strip back these wires. There we go. Now we're also going to need to measure our wire for going across. Estimating that we'll have them in about there. That's not a good length of wire. Try again. Alright. Estimating we're in about there. Go across. Well, looks like we're going to have just about enough, maybe a little extra, which is fine. Alright, let's strip the end of this. Wrong size. There we go. We'll grab another connector. We'll probably go on the larger side for this one. And we'll use it, let's see, how do we want to wire? Yeah, we'll go this way. Alright, strip this end. Let me adjust the camera down so you're seeing more of what I'm seeing. There we go. Twist these up. That didn't twist. There we go. And this one on as well. All right, we'll slide over our larger heat shrink solder connector. All right, that's one end sealed. Got our red wire hit with the flames. There we go, that's a decent enough seal on the other end. Let's melt that solder in the middle. Really hard to do with a camera in my face. There we go. Nice, sturdy, soldered connection. All right, we'll do the same on the white wire. I'm gonna untwist the spool. Don't care if it makes a mess. And we'll get it about the same length as our long black wire. Perfect. We'll grab the end of this, and actually let's put the connector on first, make it a little easier for ourselves, and strip the wire. Perfect. We now have... I did that wrong. Meant to grab this white wire. I mean, this one needed to be stripped, but I meant to strip this one after we put the connector on this wire. There we go. All right, we twist these two together. Then grab our white extension. Fantastic. Slide on our heat shrink. And let's melt this thing on. That's one end. That's the other end. And now let's get the middle. There we go. We have another decent solder connection. All right, let's straighten out these wires real quick. All right, clearly I didn't cut these to the same length. Let's trim them up nice and even. We'll slide on a red connector on each end. There we go. Now we can strip back the other side panel. Whoops, broke it. Let's start over. There we go, got those. Trim down the white wire. Pro tip, get yourself a better set of wire strippers. The cheap ones work for me, but they don't always cooperate. Too much. That seems about right. There we go. All right. Let's get these ground wires twisted up. Slide on the connector. Oh, I pulled too hard, and I have too much connector on this end. I'm just going to trim the edge. There we go. Feed that back through. Straighten it out. Twist it up again. There we go. Good enough. All right. Try and get into the corner so the wind doesn't get me. All right, and now the center. Perfect. Let's get the white wire or power wire twisted in. Ooh, that's a little sloppy. Very warm still. There we go, perfect. Back into the corner. There we go, that looks like it's going to have a solid connection there. Let's get this side. through again. Nice connection, and the center. Ooh, drop of solder fell out. All right. Give that a second to cool. In the meantime, let's plug it in and give it a test. Oh, gotta close the hatch and open it back up so it resets my door light. One sec. All right. Still got nothing. What did we do? All right, let's try reversing the polarity here. Damn fingers. Still nothing. All right, we have it currently off. Let's try this again, but by locking and unlocking the car. All right, give it another go. Still nothing. Let's grab our original bulb. Make sure we didn't do something stupid already. That still works. Ah, there we go. Don't know what the problem was. Probably kept putting it in the wrong way. But now we know that with the switch up is our black wire. So switch up, black wire up. All right, now that we know it works, we can tape everything up, make it a little bit prettier than this mess, and run the wires. Now that we have the wire situation under control, we can start feeding our wires in where they belong. There we go. And we remember black wire up. If I can get this in. There we go. And we can tuck this back in. There we go. That looks perfect. Now, I forgot the adhesive strips. Let's grab those. Alright, now that we have the adhesive backing, what we're going to do is we're going to hide these wires inside the panel and just have the edge sticking out like that. But we have to shape these into whatever position we want. If we put them at a slight diagonal like this, there's very little shaping that we need to do, and I kind of like the way that that looks. So we're going to run it that way. Let's get this wire all tucked in here. And strip the back of our adhesive. That corner's not cooperating with me. That one is. There we go. Line this up where we want it. Right there. You see, we do have a slight curve to the panel. Alright, looks like we have quite a bit of extra slack, but that's alright. Let's get the other piece of foam on here. Alright, looks like we have this corner lined up with this corner here. So we'll do the same on this side. That's the angle, about 45 degrees. About 45 degrees. There we go. Let's tuck the rest of the wires up out of the way. Nice and neat down there. Perfect. All right, let's put the retaining screws back in these panels. What did I do with the other retaining screw? There it is. All right, let's do a test. We close it, lock, unlock, Alright, looks like we got something to do with the connection here. Let's figure that out. Looks like the contacts on this adapter keep bending out of the way. Serves me right for using a cheap adapter. If I tape the wires up at the top, it may be a little bit more sturdy for now. I'll come back through with a hot glue gun and fill that connector. See if it'll be a little more sturdy after that. Alright, now we don't know which wire was which. Let's see. That direction. Alright, that one's on. Unfortunately, the battery died in the camera and I didn't notice. So we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, consider sharing with your friends, and if you've made it this far, consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. If you like, you can follow me on Instagram, and until next time, I'm James the Light Guy.